Hey there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and my craft studio here in Eagle, Idaho. Today is episode 4 of my Unicorn Picnic Stamp Set of the Month series. Every week I've been bringing you new ideas with this stamp set, and in today's video it's all about shaker cards. I love shaker cards. And this week I am making a reveal wheel shaker card. I'm very excited about it, and a Slimline shaker card which uses leftovers from last week's episode. It's tons of fun. Now, I've also been doing a giveaway every week, so if you commented on last week's video, your name was entered into a drawing to win one of those cards, and the winner will appear across the screen right now. It is the account Fabulous Fab. I don't know your actual name, but watch for my comment back on your comment so we can connect and I can get your card out to you. If you would like to win a card from today's video, make sure that you leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of shaker cards, of this reveal wheel shaker, and just what you think. I love chatting with you guys. So now let's go ahead and jump in to getting these cards made. So this past weekend, my family went camping, and I took that time in the evenings to color out some images. It was so fun coloring these images for these cards with my girls, and I wanted to show you at least how I colored out these unicorns that are just kind of one color but with different tones and shades. So I'll show you this one right here, how I'm using two different colors to do the hair that are really close, one darker, one lighter, and then using that lightest color to outline the unicorn's body, and then using my colorless blender to kind of soften out the edges of that line. So that's how I did it, and then I'm going to color this one's scarf kind of a green color that I feel goes really well with the kind of teal I use for the hair. Now on all of these images, I thought it'd be fun to add some accents with some metallic gel pens. So that's what I'm doing here, and I even colored in their horns with the gel pen. So I have silver horns and gold horn, and on this one a green one. So I thought the gel pens were really fun to add accents to my unicorns. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and die cut all these. You see I have all these random images from all different Lawn Fawn sets. So that'll come into play on card number 2, but I just wanted to show you that when I have all these images from all these different stamp sets, I like to die cut one stamp set at a time and then put the dies back and go on that way. So it took a little bit of time. All right, so now I'm using my cloudy stencil to create a rainbow cloud background. Y'all know by now I love rainbows. So I'm just using some Lawn Fawn ink. I just used the carrot ink instead of using an orange and a yellow, because that carrot ink is kind of an orangey yellow. So I felt that it worked well creating a rainbow for this card, and then I can include purple at the bottom because I felt that 5 rows was plenty of clouds for this card. So here I am putting on the purple ink, and I'm just doing really soft dusting of color. I don't want it to be super dark because I'm going to do some layered stenciling. Is this so exciting to you? Because it is to me. I love it. So I'm taking a little bit smaller blending brush and stenciling over the top my starry stencil, and I think it is so magical and so perfect for unicorns. I know I've done a lot of rainbowy things, but rainbows and unicorns, right? Yeah, so the one thing I didn't get to in this Stamp Set of the Month series is a Christmas card. I really want to do a unicorn Christmas card, so be on the lookout for that. It might be next month on the 25th, I'm hoping, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so now I'm going to take my reveal wheel die and that cloud and pop it in and die cut that out. Now in this series, this Stamp Set of the Month series, I've shown you 3 different ways, including this one, to use the reveal wheel with the Unicorn Picnic add-on. So I use the die from that reveal wheel add-on to die cut out my unicorn that's on the cloud, and that will go around that window. I have my other reveal wheel pieces already die cut out, but I die cut out a second piece because I'm making a reveal wheel shaker. So let me show you how I did that. I'm taking the cloud stencil, making sure I have it the right way, and I'm going to trace those clouds. Now there's 2 stencils in this pack. That's the add-on for the reveal wheel. I'm using the solid cloud, not the one that's more cut out. That is for the normal one you'd use for this panel. So now I'm going to take that stencil, trace the clouds, and then put it back over and pop my die cut in, the cloud add-on die cut. And once I have that popped in, I'm just going to slide the stencil out so that that cloud is right over where I penciled it. Well, you know, pretty close to right over the top. Then I can use my stencil to line that back up. I'm still undecided as to whether or not the pencil marks are necessary, but I just wanted to take all precautions to try and get this lined up as best I could. So I'm die cutting those out in between, and I will do that 3 times so I have all 3 of the clouds. Now this is going to be the opening for my shaker. These will be the shaker windows. And you can see if you look really close, those clouds are not exactly lined up with that stencil when I put it back on, but it's going to be okay. It's going to work out. So I'm going back and erasing any pencil lines that might show, and now I have the panel that I need for my reveal wheel shaker. So to make this into a shaker, it needs a window to cover up those openings. So I'm just gluing on another reveal wheel that I die cut from a window sheet, and I'll set a heavy block on that to let it dry, and I'll attach my unicorn with the cloud opening over that opening right there. And then I'm going to put my reveal wheel together and set that aside. So you just put the brad through the tiny wheel and have the tines of the brad open up onto the front side. The back side gets little foam squares on the back of that wheel. Okay, now what we need to do is create reservoirs in each of these clouds for my shaker elements to go. So I'm going to cut apart a bunch of foam strips and our foam squares into tiny little strips so they can go in and around all these clouds. And you can see it's just like a little puzzle. And then I'm going to take my shaker elements from Trinity Stamps. I have some raindrops, some clouds, and what do those make? Rainbows. Aren't they cute? Trinity Stamps has some amazing shaker elements. I highly recommend them. I'll link them below so you can click over and check out all their embellishments and shaker bits. Okay, so we have the raindrops in one. I will add the clouds to the next one. So when this goes around, you're going to see raindrops, clouds, and rainbows. These are clay elements. I could only fit about 4 of them in there. And then I'm taking a die cut circle that's about 2 inches and pressing that down onto the foam tape. Now I need to add the back piece. So I'm going to put glue over the top of every bit of foam square so it doesn't show through. And then I can now add this to my base wheel. But I realized I needed to cut down my tines on my brad so they didn't show through in the windows. So I cut that really small. Now I can attach those, and with it being really small too, none of that glue or adhesive is going to get onto the brad, because if it did, it could make that wheel not turn. Okay, I think that's all the helpful tips I can give on that. And now we'll assemble this just like you would with any other reveal wheel. It's just going to stick to this back solid reveal wheel panel. And there you can see it turns. It's fabulous. All right, so now when we're putting the foam squares around the reveal wheel, we want to double these up because the reveal wheel, in a sense, is double height. So I put down a layer of foam squares, and then I took the backings off and put down a second layer. I know it's a crazy amount of foam tape, I know, but I got this roll of foam squares from the Dollar Tree. It's in the section that's like homeware, like it would be if you were looking for 3M strips. I love this foam tape. It's very secure and very sturdy. So if you go to the Dollar Tree, pick some up while you're there, then you don't feel bad when you use an obscene amount of foam squares on your card, because it was $1, right? All right, so if you don't get that on exactly straight like I just did, you can trim off any excess that is behind and it won't show and it'll be fine. Okay, so now I have the new rainbow die set, the stitched rainbow. I die cut out a rainbow and glued it onto a white panel, and I took the faces out of the clouds, so I just have solid clouds. Now this long cloud that I'm stamping on is from the Unicorn Picnic stamp set, and I'm stamping Your Magical. And here are the little unicorns I'm adding to this card. I'm giving them little sparkles on their bums with some coordinating color. I just love the sparkles on the unicorns. There's a heart In that set, you could put little hearts on them too. I didn't get to that this time in the series. There's just so much fun things you can do with these unicorns. All right, to jazz up my rainbow, I am taking my liquid Stardust. I shook it up, pulled the lid off, and I'm just dipping a paintbrush in there and painting that liquid Stardust onto my rainbow. It helps make the rainbow kind of stand out and be more vibrant. And I thought that it just needed something sparkly and shimmery on this card because I didn't splatter the background at all. Did you notice that? What's wrong with me, right? So I had to put the shimmer in there somewhere. All right, so once I let that dry, then I'm going to go ahead and glue this down to my card. And then I'll add on those clouds. Aren't they cute with the stitched edging? I love the stitching, and it just goes with the stitching that's on the edge of the reveal wheel. And then my sentiment cloud goes on, and then my little unicorns, I'll find the perfect spot for them. This one, he wasn't sure where he wanted to stand. There we go. And then the purple one, which is from the little sparkle stamp set, not from the Unicorn Picnic, but I like to use all my unicorn stamps together. All right, so I'm layering this up. I have a pink card panel on top of my A2 size card base, which is top folding, so it's 11 inches by 4 1/4, and 11 inches, yeah, by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5 1/2. Math, y'all. I'm not good at math, but I know how to cut paper for my cards. That's the important math, right? All right, so you can see how fun to have a different shaker window every time you turn the wheel. Like, is this exciting to you? Because I think it is so much fun. It was worth all the foam squares that got injured in the making of this card. I mean, they just got cut up. Yeah, they did. All right, so even though I had the gel pen accents on these guys, I still felt like I needed white gel pen. So I went back and added that. And then I love the starry stencil so much, I just had to put it on the inside. So I have the stars a little bit darker at the bottom and then kind of fade out as it goes up towards the top of the card. So it's really easy to write over that. All right, look at how fun the finished product is. I adore this card. I love it, but I will have to say it was taxing on my brain to figure out how to do it. Really, it was. But now that it's over and in hindsight, I love it so much, so much. Okay, so now let's move on to card number 2. Do you remember these pieces? They are leftovers from a card I made in episode 3. So I thought I would challenge myself to come up with a card with these pieces. So I even saved the frame. This are the negative pieces left over from the wavy Slimline die from Whimsy stamps. I'll show the die in just a second so you can see it because it's pretty cool. So there is one of the die cut pieces that you would normally use. I die cut it from white, and it's going to be like the base that helps me put this puzzle back together. So I'm gluing that inside the frame, and these pieces were all made by ink blending. And if you didn't see episode 3, it will be linked for you below, as with all the episodes from this month. And you can see I can just puzzle piece those back in, and they're super yummy. They're very shimmery, which doesn't show through in the video today, but they were coated with shimmer. Just coated. All right, so again, we're using Your Magical as the sentiment on this card because it is magical. Okay, I die cut 6 more frames from just cheap cardstock. Do you have cheap cardstock on hand for such things as this? I do. I love to have just like a ream of cheap cardstock you can get like at Walmart. So I'm going to glue all of these together, well, 5 of them together. I'm going to stack a block on them to let them dry while I glue up the next piece. And once I have all 5 of those together, I'm going to work on the top layer. So this 6th piece, I'm going to attach it to my window sheet, which I've cut to be the same size as the die. And what I want to do is just let that glue set for about like 30 seconds. And once it's done that, the glue stiffens up a little bit. So when I stick it down to my window sheet, it's not going to like squish out where I don't want it to squish out like that. So see, that was the only spot I had trouble. Again, if this sticks out a little bit, just trim off the excess with your scissors and we're good to go. So once I am done with that, I'm going to just set that aside to dry and take those ones I stacked up and glue it on to the one that I used to put my puzzle together. So I have 6 layers in a sense. right? Now I'm taking this sequin pack that I'm pretty sure I got like at Walmart or something. I got it years ago because I needed some turquoise ones for something I was doing with my kids. So I've had this for a while. But today it is my best friend. Look at how I have a rainbow of sequins that is perfect for this shaker card. So I'm just putting like a 2 pinches in each of those openings. I don't want a lot on this one. I don't want it to be too busy, but you know, put in as much as you are feeling led to put in. It is your card, right? All right, so there we have all the colors, and look, there's even silver and black. Black sequins. I'm going to have to make something with those. I love black embellishments. All right, so I'm putting the glue on that, letting it sit for about 30 seconds, and then putting that on top to finish up this shaker card. Look at all the different elements in there, the different windows. I love shaker cards, so these cards today make me so happy. Okay, so we'll let that dry, and now I have all those cute images, and they're all magical, mystical creatures. We have our mermaid, and she's got her purple fins, so she'll be in the purple section, and then of course she has to have her friend the crab, you know, if you've seen the movie. All right, then we have a gnome, and you know, gnomes all come to life, so he's going to try and get a picture of some of these magical creatures. And we have some little fairies, and they are another magical mystical creature. We have our yeti with his green horns for the green section, and a few trees because you know he's found in the woodland places, I'm sure. So we'll put those on just like that. And then I'm going to add my dragon. Isn't he so cute in yellow? And I gave him some gold horns. And then he has his little fire that he's breathing out. And then we have our orange tinted unicorn. And she gets a fairy with her. And then I have some pink fairies that will go at the top with our sentiment to finish up this card. Do you love it? I really want to know what you guys think of the shaker cards. Like maybe I'm just tooting my own horn too much today, but I love shaker cards, and I love coming up with new ways to make shaker cards. So here is my little addition to the inside of the card, that unicorn that I colored in the video today. That finishes up both of these shaker cards. Can I tell you how much fun I have had this month with the Unicorn Picnic stamp set? I wish I had another week and I would make that Christmas card, but I will make it. I will make it, so watch for that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go ahead and leave a comment below so that you could be entered to win one of these cards, if I can bear to let them go. Okay guys, thank you so much. I'll be back again very soon with my new stamp set of the month series, so stay tuned for that. If you want anything that I have used in this video, it's listed and linked for you below, and I will see you all again very soon. Happy stamping! Bye!